VFX can be a lot of things. They can be flashy explosions, super punches, falling from the sky, all kinds of crazy stuff, but a lot of the VFX that are most powerful and that can actually save you from disasters, a lot of times are hidden. And in this video, we're actually talking about 3 different fix it and post tricks that have saved me from literally losing entire projects, and I'm hoping that these will be as useful to you as they have been for me. So let's jump right into it. Now, before jumping into the meat of this, I want to mention that all of the topics that we're talking about in this video are actually full-blown tutorials that you can check out in the info cards at the end of the video or in the description, so that if you're interested in any of the techniques that I'm mentioning in this video right now, you can actually click to a full tutorial that will take you step by step in actually doing it. So let's get started with number 1, and this can be a lifesaver in many occasions, and that is removing lens dirt from, well, your lens. And you might think, well, I'm just careful enough on set, I'm always cleaning it. Well, sometimes lens dirt can be inside your lens, not just the outer glass element. And this doesn't just go for lens dirt. It could be literally anything in your shot, anything in your frame that you want to remove. And with very few simple steps, we can actually mask out all the elements that we don't want in our shot and remove them with the content aware fill tool. It's literally just a few clicks and you can get rid of a lot of really ugly, distracting elements in your scene. So number 2, now this one was really a lifesaver. I'm not exaggerating. Like, there's a whole short film coming up on this channel that would not see the light of day if it wasn't for this technique, which was removing noise from basically a lot of the shots from this short. Now you're thinking, okay, you're using denoiser, you're using maybe some After Effects thing, and no, we're actually going to take a look at a whole different third-party app called Topaz Video Enhance AI, and by using that I was able to recover some pretty unrecoverable shots where the noise was just so in your face that it just made a lot of the shots not usable, and it made me bench this project for almost 7 years now. So this was a game changer for me. It doesn't just denoise, it removes all kinds of artifacts. It also upscales footage. So there's a lot of potential that you can do with this software, but with AI for video in general. So it's a very exciting field to definitely keep an eye on if you're an editor or a filmmaker. Now, number 3, this is sort of similar to number 1, and that is removing unwanted elements from your scene. It could literally be people, or it could be logos, as we've seen in a full tutorial where we looked at 3 different ways to remove unwanted objects. And this can be done with simple 2D tracking all the way to 3D tracking, and you can remove things sometimes as simple as duplicating parts of the image and scooting it over to cover up a logo, or sometimes you need to remove a whole person, and that might require some clone stamping in Photoshop to give you a clean plate to then track back into your scene to get rid of that bobbing head. Now, we covered a whole tutorial on this that goes step by step. I highly encourage you to check that out because it's something that I've used time and time again, and again, it saved my butt a ton of times. We're already at the end of the video. Well, I'm gonna throw in a bonus one just for this video, and that is matching your lighting. Now, this could be matching your lighting to your story, or it could be matching your lighting in a more technical sense when it comes to 2 shots that should have a similar look and feel and time of day, but maybe for one reason or another they were shot at slightly different times, or maybe the sun has gone down in like a sunset look and now the lighting is a little bit too different to not break consistency, and it could get distracting because it's like, what happened to the light? What happened to the sun? And this can happen a lot of times when you're going from over the shoulder to over the shoulder, and maybe you're filming, one side of the setup first, then you move to the next, and by the time you're on to the next, the lighting has changed, especially with exterior shots where you're relying on the sun, as most low budget exterior shots have to do. So this technique is basically rotoscoping the subject out and trying to preserve the skin tones, preserve the subject, and not interfere too much with that, and just do it in subtle ways, but then really kind of aggressively change the background if needed, as I did for these shots, which needed a lot more direct sunlight and orange glow in the buildings to match up with the sun setting in the other shots. But alright, those are my tips, my fix it and post must-haves that you should have under your belt, so that if anything like this happens, you know how to fix it. Don't rely on these things. Always do your best on set, of course, but these can really be useful, especially when you're in a pinch or you're reviewing footage and you're like, I can't reshoot this and it's terrible. So that was definitely the feeling, and I'm glad I could get past that and still release this project, which is coming out. It's called Supernova. That's where all these shots are from. I hope you'll tune in for that once it's released, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, give it a like, share with a friend, and subscribe for more filmmaking videos like this one. Also, don't go, because I have some digital packs that I think you'll like. I think you'll love. Head on over to Kriscoart.com for drag and drop assets that I think will really improve your workflow and editing and VFX, and I use them all the time, so definitely check that out as well. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Chris Trini for Kriscoart. I'll see you next time.